AMC to $100,000. This is a video Trades put out last night, and a lot of people hopped on the live stream that we do in between 10 and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single night, and they were basically saying, like, what is Trey talking about? Because he's essentially saying that AMC cannot go to $100,000 per share. Now, I want to provide you guys my opinion on this situation, but I just want to say off the start, Trey coming out and making this claim makes him no less of an ape than anyone else. It makes him no less of a person. You shouldn't question his mental state or any of the other crazy questions that I was getting. It's only his personal opinion, and it does not change a single thing about the trade, and it shouldn't change anything about what you guys think. It's simply an opinion, just like this video is as well. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, you know, what my thoughts are, what my price prediction is, how high I think AMC stock could go, and I do want to talk about what has happened in the markets today, because it has been a very weird, volatile day, and there's one main cause to all of this volatility, and that is the bond yield. So let's get into all of this information. If you guys find value out of this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, source comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section, but most importantly, get your free stocks with Webull, Mumu, and Public down below in the description of this video. If you guys want to come trade with me live in real time, link down below in the pinned comment, but let's get into it. So Trey made this video, kind of gave you guys the backstory already. $100,000 per share, saying it's pretty much impossible because of market cap. It would essentially be worth more than the whole entire stock market, and there is a point to that, but I like to think that nothing is outright impossible, right? But we got to be realistic. Is it probable that AMC goes to $100,000 per share? Absolutely not. It's not probable. Is it impossible? Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. It's not impossible, but it's definitely not probable. On the probability scale, right, it's very, very, very low. But is that to say, you know, the stock couldn't go to thousands, a couple thousand, 5, 10,000? That's certainly possible. And Trey made that argument as well, that the stock could easily go to, you know, $5,000, $10,000. That's kind of the range that I have had in mind for a very long amount of time. And when you really look at what is going on in the markets, the possibility of these margin calls turning into forced share liquidations and actually seeing the whole short interest being covered on, that's a very real possibility. And if you include all of the manipulation, the synthetic shares, all of that has been going on, that's what could push us to these incredible levels. And even now with this executive order in effect, and it doesn't look like it has been retracted as of yet, you're looking more promising every single day that this continues on. Now, before anyone is super shocked by, you know, what I'm even saying here in this video, I've never been in the $100,000 AMC camp. I've never thought that was going to happen. I've always had my expectations really set in between $5,000 and $10,000. But I think in all reality, people would be happy even if we did not hit $5,000 or $10,000. Even if we hit $1,000 per share, I think people would be happy in the grand scope of things. Now, $5,000 to $10,000, that's what I think is reasonably possible, especially considering where things are currently at. So that's really my thoughts. I'm not going to get into the whole math behind it, because really, you know, what's going to take us to 5,000 or 10,000, it really comes down to decisions that we cannot make, right? Like, we are not the deciding factor if AMC stock goes to 5,000 or 10,000. Sorry to put that out there as well. It's really, you know, does the buy button get disabled, right? Do they shut down the stock for a month? Do they just shut down trading? What happens as far as that? That's what is going to dictate what's going to happen and how high the stock can go. I will say that it is very frowned upon to come in here and start manipulating stocks, like shutting off the buying button. That's pretty much financial suicide, and that was Robinhood's poison pill, right? They had to do it to save themselves, but at the same time, that poison pill is slowly killing the business. So I really don't expect a lot of that this time around, to be 100% honest with you guys. I really don't think you're going to see a lot of that manipulation by the brokerages or even by these trading platforms when it comes down to it. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts. Leave your thoughts down below. What is your price predictions? How high do you think AMC stock can go? Like, what is your sellout price? I think that's pretty important to share that information and to spread hopefully a positive message with it, because $100,000, that was never really probable, but you've had a lot of people that have really came out here and stuck their sword in the sand on that, per se, for lack of a better word, and really have a lot of people all geeked up about it. But really, what is your price that you'd be happy at? Let's talk about that down below in the comment section. Now, let's also talk about what is happening here in the marketplace today, because it has been very volatile, pretty much back and forth for AMC stock, but for the broad markets as well. You open up kind of muted, and then you did see a big rally up, and then you did see a big fall down. Couple little rallies in here, couple little falls. We are hanging out at the low end point of the day so far. And we have about an hour and 20 minutes left of trading, so we'll see how that does hash out by the end of the day. But really, what is affecting the markets today are the bond yields. The bond yields are shooting up by about 0.08% as of today, now above 3%, sitting at 3.036%. And this is affecting, obviously, your rates, your lending rates, right? If you want to buy a house, a car, anything, this is what really affects the rates. It's not necessarily the federal funds rate, it's the treasury yields, because the treasury yields compete with you essentially, right? Or with other assets as well. If you can get 3% from a treasury yield guaranteed fixed, then you're going to charge a lot more to lend to somebody like me or you, right? Because we are a lot more risky than the government. So that's why the markets are really freaking out today. And it's very interesting because the indexes are still up just a little bit, but the VIX is actually up 3% today because of this back and forth volatility that we are seeing. So kind of interesting across the board. We'll see what happens with the bond rates. We know we have quantitative tightening that has now started, and that started on June 1st. So I don't know how much of an impact that is actually having. And the Fed doesn't know how much of an impact that will have either. The Fed, basically has said that they are unaware of the consequences that it will have on the marketplace, them doing this quantitative tightening. Now, like you guys already know, we don't have anything big as far as economic data that is really coming out this week until Friday, which at 7:30 in the morning, we have core inflation rate year over year, inflation rate month over month, and then we do have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey as well. These are all expected to be high volatility catalyst events, so that is going to be, or these are going to be some things that can move the markets. And obviously, if we get news in between now and then, things that we don't know about that are coming out, whatever the case is, that can obviously move the markets as well. But these are the things that are actually scheduled that can and will move the markets. Obviously, the CPI rate is going to be very, very important for obvious reasons. Now let's talk about AMC stock and what is actually going on today with the Ortex data, with the technicals, all of that good stuff. And we can see the short interest of free float is sitting at 23.34%. Current shares that are sold short of 120.3 million. Cost bar max is sitting at about 19.21%. Cost bar average at 13.65%. 100% utilization. Days to cover sitting at 3.5. Oops. And the free float out on loan going up a little bit more at 35.28%. So all of this looking primed to see a short squeeze. Really no other way to put that there. You're just looking primed to see a short squeeze like at any time. The option activity, 8 orders for the day, totaling $5.65 million. Positive order value of 46%. So also looking very bullish as of right there. Lots of put activity that is coming through as well. Obviously not a great sign, and it's a lot of artificial shorting activity that gets pushed on the stock. So there's that. Potentially could see a lot of unwinding of short positions, especially on the put side of the option chain, if we do start to see a bullish reaction in AMC's share price. Nonetheless, as far as the price action, what is actually happening today? AMC is down about 4.42%. Down 56 cents, sitting at $11.90 per share. You want to watch that support level at about $10 per share. I'm not going to sit here and draw any conclusions about the executive order based off of what we are seeing right now. But if we do break under $10, that's not going to be a good sign. But I do think the month of June will be a bullish one overall. And I think there's a lot of data and reasonings to really support that. So that's my claim still. I still think June's going to be a very big month for AMC stock. But nonetheless, the MACD is trading very bullish. The RSI is at 42.64, so not as bullish, but still lots of room to potentially rally here to the upside if that is the case, or potentially to drop. We'll see when the bond rates shoot up this aggressively. And you know, like, this is historical in and of itself. Like, look at mortgage rates, look at just any borrowing rates, and they're through the roof. This is affecting regular people, this is affecting hedge funds, this is affecting everyone. And this is a pretty big deal, and it's not a surprise that market makers, hedge funds go out and short stocks like AMC when bond rates go up this high, right? It's going to happen. So yeah, we'll see on all of that. I do believe as well we do have the trade balances that come out tomorrow. Yeah, trade balance of trade APR 7:30 in the morning also comes out tomorrow. That could be a little bit more important than not right now, just because, you know, the GDP report and what happened with that last time around. You know, you don't want to have a huge trade deficit that continues to pile on, and I think investors are going to pay pretty close attention to that. But yeah, nonetheless, that's pretty much it. That's like all you guys need to know. Bond rates. That's what is affecting the markets today. That's what is giving hedge funds a green light to short stocks like AMC. At the same time, you know, AMC $100,000. Is it likely? No. Is it possible? Yes. What is likely, in my personal opinion, $5,000 to $10,000. That is pretty damn likely, in my personal opinion. But that's it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Get your free stocks down below in the description. If you guys want to come trade with me live in real time, link down below in the pinned comment. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.